welcome back to my channel. On today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to draft a basic sleeve pattern. This is one of the easiest way to draft the basic sleeve. So this sleeve pattern can be altered to create other type of sleeves. It's more like a basic sleeve out of which you derive any other type of sleeve that you want. All right, let's get practical about this. Okay guys, so this is my pattern and paper rather. For this tutorial, the materials that you are going to be needing to draft this pattern is, first you need your ruler, either short or long. You need your pencil for marking the lines, and you need your long ruler if needed. You also need your measuring tape for taking measurements, and as I've explained earlier on in one of my videos, we are going to be using the inches side of the measuring tape, and also you need your paper scissors. Okay, so the first thing you are going to note while drafting your pattern is the length of the sleeve. For this sleeve, I'm going to be using length 14. So my sleeve's length is 14. So I'm going to be adding 1 inch as an extension for hemming the sleeve. So this 14 inches for the sleeve length, and then 1 inch for the hemming allowance. So after that, you're going to be marking out your armhole. So my armhole for this sleeve pattern is 8 inches. So I'm going to mark out 8 inches, and then I will add half inch for joining. So that is 8.5 inches. So you're going to mark this line all the way through the length of your sleeve. That is 8.5 inches all the way. 8.5 inches all the way down to the base of your sleeve line, and then you connect these lines with a ruler. You connect the armhole line with a ruler. With a straight line, you connect the armhole line. All right, after that you have to derive your cap height. So the basic, or let me say the standard measurement for deriving what your cap height is, you divide your bust by 12. Your bust divided by 12. That is the measurement for deriving your cap height. So for this measurement, the bust divided by 12 is 3.5. This measurement I'm using, after dividing the bust by 12, I got 3.5. So this is 3.5, and then you mark it. I have it here already that I've marked, and then you label it to avoid mistakes. So cap height, and then you can as well label your sleeve length. Sleeve length, cap height. Now what you do next is to divide your cap height into 2. To achieve this, you do a slant line this way. Place your measuring tape to give you a slant line like I just did. So my cap height, after slanting it, well, you can, to give you a more straight line, you can just do something like this, so you have a line to work with. So what I'm doing is to draw a slant line across my cap height, a slant line across my cap height, which I've just done. So this is just to give me a measurement of half of my cap height. So after you have done this, whatever you have, you divide by 2. So here I have 9.1. So that will be 4.5.5. So I'm just adding 0.5 to my 4.5, and this is it here. So on this line, you draw a straight line. So this has given us half of my cap height. You can see what I just did now. The next thing you are going to do is to come down this line that you just marked, come down by half inch. So you mark your half inch downward here like this. I hope you can see this clearly. So you just mark your half inch downward like that. It's very easy to make. So the next thing you're going to do, so the half inch that you just took downward from the half of your armhole cap height is the one you took on your main pattern, that is your front body's pattern. You know, when you are drafting your armhole, you come in by half inch at the middle of your armhole line. So this is what you are indicating on your sleeve pattern. So just to make a replica for the armhole curve so that it will be equal for what you have on the fabric, on the main pattern. So you connect this half inch that you came downward, connect it to the armhole line that you have already drafted in a slant manner or in a curve manner. Use your French curve. This is always helpful. So you connect it like that. And then likewise, on the half of your armhole that you marked initially to give you a slant line, you also come in with a slant or a curve line. So this is going to serve as your back armhole, while the first one that you did here is going to serve as your front armhole. So let's see again, back armhole, front armhole. You know, you didn't do the 1 inch, half inch coming in for the back because there is no bust at the back, so there is no excess or bulgy fabric at the back, at the chest area of your back. So instead of having it, that is why we usually do it for the front. So this is for the back armhole. The next thing you do now is to place your French curve and draft a curve like shape to give you a peak like this. You connect it with the curve that you are bringing from this place. The next also you do it with this, like likewise. You connect this front armhole to the main pattern as well. I hope you all can see this. It's very, very easy. What I just did is to connect this to the peak of your armhole, and I also connected the back curve to the peak of the armhole. And then the next thing you are going to do now is on this side of your armhole, you come in by 1 inch or sometimes half inch, but I usually lose 1 inch. So you come in by 1 inch, and then you mark your round sleeve. You mark your round sleeve. I hope you are getting this. It's very easy to make. You mark your round sleeve. So for this pattern, my round sleeve is going to be 5, and I'm going to be adding 1 inch for seam allowance. So 5 and then 1 inch, making 6. So what I do now is to connect this to my 6. Let me mark it again to indicate the 6 inches. All right, so here is my 6 inches line. So I'm going to do something, you can be just tricky with it, or better still, you use your French curve again. You can see what I did there. So let me try and just to give you that curved angle. Now on the base, you come out with, you know, this is our 6 inches, but in order to get the best when you are stitching this, so that the wrist will not be too tight, the base of your sleeve will not be too tight when you are stitching it. So you come out by half inch or 0.75 inches, or better so you can make it 1 inch, but I usually do 0.75. So you make it like this. Zero 0.75, and there you have your sleeve pattern. So this is very easy. Let's quickly do a recap. The first thing you do is to measure your sleeve length, then you add your hemming allowance. After that, you measure your armhole and you add your half inch for allowance. Then after that, you determine the center of your armhole using a slant line. After you have noted the center line, then you come down by half inch. You come down by half inch to give the armhole curve, the coming in that you have on your fabric. And after that, you connect the front armhole with the peak of your arm cap height, and you connect the back armhole with the peak of your cap height. After that, at this angle, you come in by 1 inch to give you the curve that you have for your armhole line. And then you take your round sleeve measurements, and after that, you come out by 0.75 or 0.5 to give you an extension at the base of your sleeve length so that it won't be tight when you are stitching it. And voila, you're good to go. You can see it's very, very simple. I bet you haven't seen a sleeve pattern as simple as this. Yes, I know. Okay, so I'm doing the cutting now. Spread it open. Spread it open. So you have your back armhole, and this will be my front armhole. Don't forget, I've already indicated it here. So what I do is to cut out the excess to give me my front armhole. Then you notch it on your fabric in order to help you when you are joining. And that is it. Your sleeve, basic sleeve pattern is ready to be used. With this sleeve, you can derive any type of sleeve you want, the exaggerated sleeve. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed watching today's tutorial. If you find it useful and helpful, I want you to please share this video to your loved ones, anyone you have that would find it interesting. I want you to also subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, and I promise you that more interesting videos on sewing would be uploaded by me. Thank you very much for staying tuned. See you guys in the next one.